What is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today we are going to be reacting to DBG ranking the best power forwards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, there's been a lot of people that came up to me, Ty, you gotta react to this, or DM me, Ty, you gotta react to this. This list was awful. So, look, I love DBG. One of my main guys in the community, really got me going into this community, so massive shout out to him, and make sure to go show him mad love and support. If you are new to my channel and have not yet, make sure to smash that subscribe button as we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. Let's see where DBG has these guys ranked.
Here's Aaron Gordon. I'm going to put Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon's good.
I'm going to put Aaron Gordon in B tier.
He's a good B tier player, though. He's good.
I don't know how I feel about Gordon. Like, I'm kind of torn between whether or not Gordon is going to go B tier or A tier. Because Gordon
I was going to say he's top of B,
He can handle the ball. He's actually a very good shooter off the catch. His dribble is not, or obviously his defense is.
I feel like the main problem is he came out with Josh Smith, and Josh Smith's just a little bit bad.
He's got good defensive badges.
That's the main problem.
Stats aren't the greatest, but none of them are bad. So for me, like Aaron Gordon, I think Aaron Gordon maybe A tier is probably better for him. Like, is he as good as a Josh Smith? No. But is he just good in general? Yeah, I think he's good.
And that's the problem. Comparing him to Josh Smith,
I think he's
hard.
really, really good.
But A tier is fine. That's probably where I would have put him.
So,
because power forward, is it a strong position? I don't know.
You guys
I think
don't
it's
agree,
only
that's
primary
fine.
power forward too.
But no, I think he's gonna go A tier.
Aaron Gordon's definitely fine.
So then we have got. After that, we have got Andre Kirilenko. I'm going to put AK in B tier.
That's fair. And here's the deal. AK's good. He's not as good as Aaron Gordon for this stage.
AK in B tier.
It's just
the
that
reason
simple.
why I'm putting AK in B tier is that, I mean, he just kind of is, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
he's not a bad player by any means, but I think B tier is the right spot for him. He was good for his time. Like, his time was, like, when he was first out in the game, he was a really, really solid card. I can't lie, like, he was a really, really solid card. But, problem is, as time went on, there were just better players, wasn't there?
Yeah, and it's honestly that simple.
Better players. So, I'm actually going to put him lower because I don't think Jamison, I think Jamison's C tier. I think Jamison's okay.
He thinks Jamison's a tier below AK? I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. I'd have him at the same tier at this stage. Who I prefer, probably AK, but it's close. Player
per se, but again, I don't think he's anything spectacular. So he's going to go into C tier.
Because my question is this. Is the difference between Antawn, Jamison, and Aaron Gordon that large?
Wrong.
I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know.
Which is why he's going where he's going.
I'm going to be intrigued.
He's a perfectly fine player.
Be intrigued to see. I'd have Antawn at B, but that's my opinion.
I don't think you really put him any higher than C tier. Anthony Davis. Now, Anthony Davis is a player that I think is okay. I think all around, Gordon.
I still would go A tier.
A little bit more.
I still would. I think he's much better than Andre Kirilenko. That's my opinion.
I know if you want to argue the other way. If you want to argue the other way, I'm cool with it.
I think he's much better than Andre Kirilenko.
For me, I think that just in terms of just a slight advantage. Not a big one. Not a big one, but I do think there's like a slight advantage for Gordon over Davis. Billy Cunningham, I'm going to put, at this stage in the game, I'm going to have to put Billy Cunningham in D tier.
Billy Cunningham's not bad. I mean,
at this stage, like,
I see D tier on different positions or just scrub. Billy Cunningham is not a scrub.
He's just really not a bad
No,
player.
Anthony Davis,
I mean,
I'd have an A tier, but that's me.
I'd
have Aaron Gordon, AD, and A tier. I'd have AK, Antawn, and B tier. I'd have Billy in C tier. That's where I'd have these guys.
I really just have to, because
that's where I'd have these guys. Billy's worse than everybody on here, but is he D tier? No.
Because there are a lot of good players in my team, and I think he's 6'6". He doesn't.
I know, but at the small forward position, he's fine.
His jumper's okay.
Jumper's really good.
Yeah, he's gonna go D tier.
It's good. I don't like it, DBG. I don't like
Blake
it.
S.
Blake is
Blake
so good.
is so good, man.
And a lot of people are like, well, on current gen, he's not. On both gens, Blake is good. I'm telling you, on both gens, he's elite.
So good. Like, I'm surprised at how good Blake Griffin is. Like, I've really been surprised at how Blake is. Because I just thought he was, again, just spectacular.
Blake is
when I used him,
really
he's one of the
good.
best players in the game, period. Like, no question about that. Like, he's one of the best shooters in the game.
He has such
He's
good
one of the best
release.
ball handling power forward.
Kobe escaped.
He's a really good defensive.
What do you
power forward.
want out of Blake?
Blake Griffin, I think, belongs
Firmly in
It's
S tier.
He's a no-brainer S tier inclusion.
He's
It's
so
not even
good.
like there's a
I love
maybe,
Blake.
maybe not. No.
I heard somebody say the other day Tim Duncan's better than Blake. Like, what? Are you guys crazy?
No-brainer.
Have you guys lost your mind?
So for me, yeah, that's where he's going. If you want to put him in a different tier,
No,
I'm
you
cool
can't.
with it.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. He's like the one player that's obviously.
I was gonna say,
Bob
did you
Nedelicki.
know that?
Holy crap, Bob Nedelicki's good.
I don't know who's better between Bob and Blake. I'll say that. I don't
Bob
know.
Nedelicki.
Bob is so good.
So good in game. And we've gotten a lot of really good players. Well, like Bob Nedelicki's another one that is fantastic.
He's absolutely elite.
So Nedelicki's in there. In S tier, just because he's like a power forward Luka Doncic. And that's probably the best way I can describe the guy. Is he is like a power forward.
But he's 6'9", and
Luka
I don't know.
Doncic.
I feel like
Which
defensively he's a lot better than Luka.
I mean,
But
crazy when you think
offensively,
about it.
sure.
He's going to shoot the ball really well. He's going to move really well. He's going to handle the ball well.
Defensively, he's good. I don't care what
Honestly, he's
anybody
going to dunk pretty well. There are no flaws.
Bob is good.
There are
For an
no
unlimited
flaws,
reward, he is really, really
honestly,
good,
with
guys.
this
You
guy.
guys need to know that, too. He's really
So
good.
I'm going to put him into S tier. Again, I just think he's a super, super slept-on player. Or is he not a super slept-on player? He's just a super good player. That people are not actually realizing just how good he is. I know people are kind of not talking about how good he is because he's an unlimited reward, but no, he's the best unlimited reward we've had since Glenn Rice.
That's a fact.
Pettit's going to go B.
Same
Pushing
tier
it.
as AD. He's not pushing
Pettit's
it.
really good.
He's good, but he's not better than AD. I
Pettit's
refuse to
really
say
good.
that. And I like Bob Pettit,
Um,
but he's not better than AD. He's just not.
Again, for me, the only issue with Bob
He's
Pettit
just simply
is that
not better than AD.
his release is good, but he doesn't really move that well. Like, he's an all-around solid player. But in terms of just pure movement, I wouldn't say that he's the greatest. But like that,
I have like
That's
set
it.
shot
That's the reason he's
14
a B
more
tier.
this
I
year
just
than
think
any
Aaron Gordon moves a
ever
little better.
before.
We're going A tier for Bol Bol.
That's where he belongs. Hey, for a base
The
Bol
reason
Bol.
why, again,
If you
we're
get a
talking about
soup
Pettit, like
Bol
Aaron Gordon
Bol,
might get moved down to B, is that like we've only got like I always put 5 players in S tier, and I think the Bol Bol's not in the top 5.
who's better?
I think it's a really close one, but I would not.
Who
put
else
Bol Bol
is
in my top
better,
5.
DBG? I don't see
No,
one
I know
player
2
here
are
that's
definitely
better.
putting over Bol Bol.
Who? If you put James Worthy or Danny Ferry in there over him, you have lost your mind. You have absolutely lost your mind. And I don't even know who else you're thinking about. You put Josh Smith in there, I'll lose my mind.
Base Bol Bol's probably, he's not making the top 5.
He's 7'2", man.
Bol Bol's still, he's Bol Bol.
He's 7'2", man. He's still my
Like,
power
is there
forward,
any other
man.
way to describe that?
On
Like,
my Xbox account,
we
he's
know
my
what
power
Bol
forward.
Bol is like.
Yeah,
We
elite.
know how good this card is always.
We
in
saw
my
the
team.
impact he made in 250K. There's no question about
Like,
it.
we just know he's always going to be able to shoot. He's always going to be able to be long. He's always going to be 7'2", and he's going to go into A tier. Now Weber, I think Weber is slightly better than the likes of AD.
Is he though? I like Weber, but
Weber
is
for
this
me,
free card
is
bias?
just, again,
Maybe it's not.
he
Weber's
was
good.
free. He was easy to get. Did I get him?
That's fine.
No.
A tier is probably fine. I'm cool with that.
Like, there are better players in the game than Chris Webber, without question.
He's not better than
Chris
Bol
Webber.
though.
But I think he plays a role well.
Yeah, he's a solid 4. He absolutely
He's
is.
an all-around solid, and
It's the best way to
yeah,
describe
he's
it.
gonna go
Just
A tier.
solid.
Leitner. Now Leitner's tough. Leitner's between B and A.
Leitner's good though.
Leitner's definitely
Is
between
Danny Manning on this list? I like Danny Manning. I don't know. Maybe I don't. I go back and forth between Leitner and Danny Manning.
B and A.
I think they're B, but I like them.
And
I think ultimately, guys, AK's got to get moved down. If AK gets moved down, I think this list is good.
he's got a good release base, 31. He's
AK's not
6'11",
as good as these guys.
So he has his
He's
good
just
height.
not.
But other than that, I don't know. I think he's an okay but not spectacular defender. I think you can make the argument that AD's better than him. He's going to go B. I'm going to go D tier for now for this card here.
Probably right.
Because I think the way the game is played,
And his release is
I think
horrible.
in today's game, Cliff Robinson's going D tier.
That's fine.
I do think Cliff Robinson had his time.
He did. But he was overrated. He was definitely still overrated.
When he first came out, he was
really good. Hall of Fame interceptor, though, which everybody loved right away. I think
since then, players have just gotten better. I'm going to put Issel in C tier. I don't think Issel's a bad player. I think Dan Issel's...
C tier probably, right? But again, I feel like AK's got to get moved down. I know I said that before, but I definitely feel like AK's got to get moved down to C tier. That's just my opinion.
He's like a solid shooter. He's just a solid all-around player. There's no real flaws with this card here. So I'm just going to go... Honestly, I'm just going to put him into C tier. Ferry...
Thank you. He is not better than Bol Bol. He's not.
I prefer Ferry to Bol. I'm putting Ferry next.
That's horrible!
I like
the most overrated player.
I understand why most people put him into A tier, but for me, Ferry's going to S tier. Ferry, for me, his release is so easy. I think find him, again, as I said in Ty's video, the guy's training wheels. Anyone, no matter what level you are at this game, you can have huge success with Danny Ferry. And like there are players in the game that are like that.
Bol Bol is better than Danny Ferry. And I'm staying I will stay on that forever. He is 7'2".
Ferry, yeah, and at a competitive level is Ferry.
Bol Bol is like this. Bol Bol looks down on Danny Ferry because he's 6'10". Bol Bol's 7'2". Like what?
Best thing since sliced bread. No, he's not. Like there are better players than him at a competitive level.
Bol Bol.
But like when we're talking purely like unlimited, playing against players that are pretty decent at the game, or if you're like a beginner and you're watching one of these top 100 lists, like Ferry can be that guy for you.
He's mid.
Ferry can really be that guy for you. Ferry's flawless as a player.
Dribble sigs are not great. I know he's got quick, but outside of that, they're not great.
Any of his problems are, maybe his stats aren't quite good enough.
He's 6'10". I mean,
maybe his anime, like you just kind of struggle maybe with
he's not Bol Bol at the power forward, I'll say that.
Nah, Ferry has to go in S.
That's cool, but...
Danny Manning's B. Danny Manning was probably the most overrated player in Ty's top 100. Like, Danny Manning is okay. That's the only way.
Let me ask you this, DBG. No. For this, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, okay? I'm gonna do this. Because you guys need to understand. Do the comparison, DBG. Do the comparison, DBG! Danny Manning. I'm gonna say it. This might be biased. Has just as good of a release as Danny Ferry. Give me jump shot 4 on quick over jump shot 98 on quick. And I don't care what you guys say. Now, yes, Ferry's got quick dribble style. Danny Manning's got Kobe sides of escape. It is the most biased thing to ever say Danny Manning is that much worse than Danny Ferry. Do I think Danny Ferry is slightly better? Maybe. But slightly. And if you ask me who I'm running Danny Manning. I don't care. And so that's the thing. You look at the badges. 19 Hall of Famers to 12. I know Ferry's got more overall. I'm just saying. Danny Manning is so slept on in this game. How is he overrated? When he's in B tier and you have Ferry in S tier? Please, enlighten me. Enlighten me, DBG. I'm waiting.
Describe the guy. Is like, he doesn't even come with range. His stats are okay.
Do you need range at the power forward position? His stats are okay. Outside of his 3-ball, tell me another bad stat, DBG.
Bad?
And with the 83 3-ball, you get a coach or a shoe or a floor general. Heck, that's 95 with jump shot 4 on quick.
Badges are okay.
Badges are better than Danny Ferry.
Everything about this card is just okay.
That's horrible.
So,
it's horrible, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna
most underrated card in the game. That's
because
horrible. So much better than Andre Kirilenko. It's not even a debate. You don't know exactly.
I don't really know. I don't think he's A. He's definitely not A.
He is A.
But like for him versus Leitner, I think he is quite comparable to a Christian Leitner.
He is, but what I'm telling you, DBG, is Leitner should be A tier too. I don't care. Those bracket buster spotlight sim cards are good.
I'm gonna put him in B tier.
They are good.
Dave the Busher. Now Dave the Busher's going B tier.
You just rated Dave the Busher the same as Danny Manning. I'm not listening to this.
He's not.
I'm not listening to this. I'm not listening to
Rodman.
this.
I'm putting Rodman in C tier. I think Rodman is a step below like the AKs.
What am I listening to
I think Rodman came out right after AK.
I love DBG, but this is not good. This is not good at all, man. This is not good at all, man.
Like Rodman's perfectly fine
this
as a player.
This is not good at all, man.
If you want to use Rodman, you can. Dolph, I'm putting Dolph in that B tier. That B tier is going to have almost every cap. We got to put our worthless players in.
Can you move AK down, please?
If we're talking about this list, Dougie McBuckets is worthless. He's actually terrible. Like, if you know anything about like Doug McDermott's release and stuff,
I do not
Doug
like
McDermott's
this overall
game, it's terrible. He's like 100 times worse Kyle Korver. Maybe he gets moved up a tier because Terry Cummings legitimately stinks.
Cummings is horrible.
But, like, Doug McBucket.
I'm sorry, Jerry Lucas is worthless, too. Terrible. I'm sorry, he is. Jerry Lucas is horrible. Terrible. Jerry Lucas is literally horrible on this game.
So,
Railing base, normal timing, he's horrible.
That's 2 of our worthless tier, kind of sorted anyway. Cummings is awful. Like, I don't care that Cummings is a Galaxy Opal. Cummings
I think Jerry Lucas is worse, though.
Okay, so. You see, Elvin Hayes sucks as well.
I don't know if I've ever used or played against Elvin Hayes.
I don't think any of these other guys like are terrible other than these guys.
Jerry Lucas is horrible. I don't care.
I think we've got like our terrible. We've got our like terrible players out of the way.
I think Jerry Lucas is horrible, but that's my opinion.
I mean, it's not saying.
And that Zion down there in the bottom right, he's horrible too.
Like the other guys aren't particularly good either. So.
Hello, DBG. Hello.
Okay, so then we have got Mobley.
Mobley's
I put
good.
Mobley. I meant.
No way you're putting AK over Mobley.
Put him B tier. Mobley's fine.
Okay.
Mobley's at like the 80 level.
I was about to lose my marbles.
Mobley's a perfectly
AK just doesn't fit in this. I'm sorry.
He's not.
And you can love AK, but he just doesn't fit here. He just doesn't. I'm sorry.
He's got length.
He just does not fit here.
He can shoot the ball.
Sorry. It's the way it is.
He can handle the ball well.
He just does not simply fit here.
He's fine. And I'm also putting.
You put
no Giannis. I preferred AK to Giannis when they came out, and I stand by that. I stand by that. Like the day they came out on January 22nd.
This is horrible.
I prefer Giannis, and I stand by it.
This is horrible.
And obviously, if you add badges to Giannis, or if you're like very very solid at the game, you're good with Giannis's release. Giannis is good.
DBG, man. DBG, with all due respect, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible. If you have this Giannis with even Monty Williams and you can't green with an 81 3-ball with gold catch and shoot, that's your fault, man. I hate to break it to you, but that is your fault. If you can't green with corner specialists and catch and shoot with this Giannis, that's your fault. Giannis is going to be so much better than AK at everything else. Yeah. This is bad, DBG.
Better. But I think for the majority of people, Giannis is going to play.
This is not good, DBG. Giannis is easily A tier. Giannis is better than Ferry, and I don't even think it's
Jayshawn Tate. He's 6'4".
Jayshawn Tate is
like, I can't put him in. If he was a 2-guard small forward, we'd be talking about this guy.
I do not like this list, man.
But he's not.
I hate this list, to be honest with you.
He's not a 2-guard small forward, so.
I hate this list. Move AK and DeBusschere down. Move Giannis up.
S tier for James Worthy.
Dog.
Worthy's so good. Worthy is so freaking good.
He's really not. Worthy is mid. I'm sorry. Worthy is mid. But Worthy is mid, and I know he's got quick dribble style, but I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna do this again. I'm wondering because Worthy does not have a better release. Okay, defensively, sure he's a little bit better. I don't think James Worthy is that much better, if at all better than Danny Manning. And I might be biased, and that is fine, but I'm just saying, I just don't see it. I don't see it. James Worthy is not great. I'm throwing it out there.
Worthy's jumpers, okay.
Not good.
Like that base 22 on very quick is all right.
Not good, though. It's one of the worst releases in the upwards
even with
of
the weird
tier.
upper. His movement is pretty good. He's like a way better version of Thurl.
I don't think... Thurl's 6'11".
Like Thurl's not even an S tier, by the way.
Thurl is 6'11" compared to 6'9".
Not even an S tier.
We just don't like.
I got Ferry over Thurl. I know a lot of people wouldn't have Thurl.
I wouldn't,
high, but I mean I do. Wouldn't have Worthy as high, but I do. Jerry Lucas.
He is
now,
worthless.
I don't know whether I want to put Jerry Lucas in D tier. I'm going to put Jerry Lucas in worthless tier.
I've been saying Jerry Lucas is horrible.
I'll put Jerry Lucas down.
DBG got this one right. Good job, because Jerry Lucas is legitimately
Jerry Lucas genuinely sucks.
Terrible on this game. He's not even horrible. He is terrible.
So he's going
game.
down into
absolutely
tier. Like,
abysmal.
He's got chest pass upper. Kind of ruins Ray Allen base. I'm gonna go B tier again for EG and Leon.
All these cards, like even Giannis, AD, Yee, Mobley, they were all like potential 250 players.
I mean, these cards are like at the same tier.
You know, it's just one of those things.
Like this B tier is literally.
I get B tier, but some of the cards don't belong there. AK belongs down. Cards like, I'm sorry, Danny Manning belongs up. I'm sorry, you don't have to agree with me. It's the way it is. It's
decent
the
wingspan,
truth,
decent
man.
defenders, and mainly corner shooters. That's how you describe every one of these guys is mainly a corner
But there's
shooter.
levels to it, DBG. There's levels to it, man. There's levels to it. And that's as easy as I can put it. There's literally levels to it.
We got Leitner in B tier as well. Josh Smith, though, is going A tier. Josh Smith is so good.
Josh Smith is elite.
I would love to put Josh Smith in S tier. He's not as good as Danny Ferry. He's not as good. Like, Ferry's my last spot in. Ferry would be like my worst S tier player. And like Josh Smith is, as much as I would love for Josh Smith to be as good as Danny Ferry, he's just not. So yeah,
I do like Josh Smith though.
We got Josh Smith in,
especially for a budget baller, he's good.
JT Thor, I'm on JT Thor in C tier. I think he's so slept.
I do like JT Thor's release.
He's got
I will
a huge
say that.
player build. He's actually an all right player. Again, like he came out. What was it, like the 11th of April? Yeah, he came out the 11th of April.
But I used JT Thor on my no money spent for a while, and he was fine.
He's not like a new card, but I mean, JT Thor was good. Julius Randle's going to go D tier. Julius Randle's not terrible either.
He might not be terrible. I don't like the card, though.
Like, the gap between like JT Thor and Julius Randle and these guys in Worthless here is huge. Julius Randle is not terrible. I'm going to go B tier again with Kenyon Martin.
That's where it belongs. Came out before 250K,
the amount
one of
of
those
cards
cards.
in this tier list. But like Kenyon Martin just does exactly what these other B tier guys do. He does, though. Let me just fill out B tier. Siakam, B tier. Pow, B tier. Thurl, B tier.
Pow in B tier, I think, is crazy. Siakam in B tier, I also think is crazy. I mean, you're using B tier as
for everyone kind of surprised at Thurl, like of all these, like all of these guys, I'm just putting them in the same tier because there's like a few guys that really separate themselves, and there's a few that tiny bit separate themselves out of this tier. How did Zion escape Worthless?
I didn't say Zion is horrible.
Zion is terrible. Sharif, B tier. Sharif's not bad.
That's fine.
But Sharif is B tier.
I just feel like C tier and below are horrible. But are not horrible, but like my thing is AK I think is C tier. That's my opinion.
Larry Nance, B tier.
It's fine. Not gonna argue that. There should be some guys up and some guys
Chris
down.
Webber is screw it. Chris Webber might get moved down to B tier. Chris Webber, you're getting moved down to B tier.
That's fine.
But
what I'm saying is Giannis is good. I would personally have Danny Manning up. I mean, I would personally have AK down, some other guys down. But that's, again, my opinion. Because there's more people in B tier than the rest of the tiers.
You're going down to B tier. I think that's it for B. Millsap B tier? Yeah, Millsap, you go B.
Probably. Millsap's good, though.
If I'm being completely honest, Kevin Garnett is probably B tier as well.
I might go A tier. No, I wouldn't go A tier. I use Giannis over KG in 250K. I can't go. I mean,
Kevin Garnett is somewhere between. Kevin Garnett is somewhere between. He's somewhere between.
I don't love KG. I'm just being honest with you guys.
I think Kevin Garnett would be my card to separate these tiers. Like I prefer Aaron Gordon. You get down to B tier as well. Now it's starting to look like something. Because I was like Aaron Gordon. You could definitely argue that all these guys are better than Aaron Gordon. I think Josh Smith is definitely better than these guys
I mean, the thing about it is, though, like, I don't know. Josh Smith is definitely very, very solid.
I think whatever about Aaron Gordon, I think Josh Smith is definitely better.
No doubt. There's no
Larry Bird.
He's horrible. C. I'm sorry, Larry Bird is horrible.
Bad. He's kind of
horrible,
slow
DBG.
and not very athletic. But he's actually not terrible. You can definitely get away with using Larry Bird in my team. You really can. He's a solid shooter. He's a solid defender. It's just the release is kind of slow as well. Scola sucks, man. Scola, get into work.
Imagine ever using Luis Scola. It's pretty rough.
Scola absolutely stinks. Bagley kind of doesn't. Bagley's bad.
Bagley's pretty bad. I mean, if you look up and down this list, guys, Bagley's
in
pretty
today's
bad.
game, Bagley's pretty bad. Bagley was good when he came out.
I still think DBG overhyped him. He might have been good, but I still think
DBG
DBG was a little too high on him.
Like, I have not been bad using Marvin Bagley. I really haven't. Like, I actually kind of like this card. I kind of like Marvin Bagley. Which is a bit of a weird one, easy to be thinking, no, this card's absolutely terrible, but I kind of like him. So Marvin Bagley is going to go into... he's going to go into D tier here. just because I can't green, or he's green or miss. You just don't hit whites or Bagley.
It's just he's an amethyst that came out in the limited edition set a while ago. I mean, he just.
Then we got MosBallin.
MosBallin is C tier.
MosBallin, he's going to have to go C. He doesn't shoot well enough.
I would say, do not put him in B tier.
He does not shoot well enough.
He's solid, but he's not.
I don't think you can argue him with these B tier guys. I just do not think he shoots the ball well enough. Straight up. And I don't think Obi Toppin is just good enough in general to be with these B tier guys. I think Obi Toppin is a C tier player, a quite weak Galaxy Opal. And then another player I'm going to put in C tier is Pat Burke. He is supremely underrated in game.
I see Pat Burke in C tier.
Like, he is actually
he's not horrible.
Right.
Maybe
he's
C tier is okay.
He's like a worse Pat Gasol, which is why he's a tier lower.
I mean, maybe because D tier is so bad, but Pat Burke
is completely fine.
He's not great.
Pat Burke is completely fine.
Is he as good as the Galaxy up with Larry Bird? Probably.
Like, he's more usable. He's chick when he's open. He'll play lanes. Like, I still use this guy to this day in my clutch time team, and he holds his own. Got good length of power forward. He's actually not terrible. Again, are you going to use this guy playing for money? No, but in general, he's better than these guys in D tier. I'm putting Penny in C tier.
Penny in C tier is crazy. He is by far the best player in C tier.
Purely because, like, Penny's just small. Penny's a really good player.
I get he's small, but he's taller than Dave DeBusschere. You're not saying Dave DeBusschere is better than Penny, right? Just put Penny on the 3. I mean...
And he's not even great at guarding... Like, he's not even the greatest player in the world at guarding little guys. Unlike someone like a Jimmy Butler, who, like, if you switch matchups, Jimmy Butler's sometimes the best.
Penny can move. I like Penny. Say what you want about Penny. I like him. I'm just throwing that out there.
He's just not great. On defense, but offensively, Penny's so good. So, yeah, Penny Hardaway. Get into C tier. Rick Barry, D. I would be tempted to put Rick Barry in worthless.
I was going to say, Rick Barry's pretty bad.
Is he bad enough to go into this worthless tier?
I think he is. I mean,
there's enough players in worthless that I'm actually going to move Dougie McBuckets up
Rick
one.
Rick Barry is pretty bad.
It's like, I'm confident that if you give me a wide open shot, I'll score with Doug McDermott. And that kind of...
That's fair. I mean...
I'm not quite sure I'm confident.
Doug McDermott's not great, but that's fair.
And that's the reason why Doug McDermott's not in a worthless tier. He can hit wide open. And now this is why we've got few players in A tier. We've got so few in A tier.
Rudy is in
We are going Rudy Gay in A tier.
Rudy is in
And you could definitely argue Rudy Gay in S tier. Like, for me, the worst player in S tier right now is Danny Ferry. And you could argue Rudy Gay over
I'm taking Rudy over James Worthy and Ferry.
I know a lot of people would have Rudy Gay over Danny Ferry, and that's completely fine.
Better release than both of them, and I don't
For me, it's just...
Movement-wise, better than both of them, and I don't think it's close. Defensive animations, incredible.
Very, very, very highly. So, yeah, that would be my... It's my 4th player in S tier. You guys should know who my 5th player in S tier is. The best power forward. Well, not the best power forward in the game. The best player whose position is power forward in the game is the last player. We're also going A tier for Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is so good.
Scotty Barnes in A tier, I think it's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Scotty Barnes in A tier.
He plays very much. For me, he's almost an equivalent of a Kawhi. I know most people are going to say, "Oh no, Kawhi is way better." Cool. And to an extent, I agree with you that Kawhi's probably better.
He is better,
but
100%.
I think it's a very, very close one. I think it's a debate.
DBG, where's the music at, baby?
Then we got Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp is going to go A tier.
Oh, he's putting Zion in S tier. That's who he is, which I respect.
Kemp is a really good power forward.
Sean Kemp definitely is A tier.
I think his movement,
who's one of
shooting. I think
first
the
power
reason
forwards
why
that
people
can move
are like kind of people slept on this guy is because nobody has him because he was a clutch time window reward.
Think it's that he's small. His release is not great.
That's probably the hardest RNG card to get in my team.
I just prefer Danny Manning.
Again,
that's just my opinion.
Over 1,000 games to not get any of them.
I don't need my power forward to be able to dribble the air out of the ball.
I know firsthand how annoying it is. I didn't get Red, didn't get Reggie Lewis, and I did not get Sean Kemp. Like, all cards that I really, really wanted on my team. But, yeah, Kemp is A. Also going A is Thurl Bailey.
And that's fine. I'm just saying James Worthy should be where Thurl Bailey's at. Again,
was a
that's my
that
opinion. I think
draft,
they're like the exact same.
But I decided to go with Danny Ferry instead of him. Because for me personally, I think Worthy is just a worse version of Thurl. Worthy is just a better version of Thurl. They have basically the same SIGs, except the difference is that Worthy has got to release on very quick rather than quick.
Thorough
and
6'11".
Worthy also has got a way better dribble stop. But Thorough is taller, so
I mean,
if you want to make that argument, then I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to.
It's just preference. It really is. So I just don't love James.
Or Thorough's better than Worthy.
I just don't.
I just think it's the opposite. I
do not love James.
But yeah, Thorough's going into that tier. Also going to A tier is Duncan. I think Duncan's on that Kevin Garnett level. For me, Duncan's a step higher than like an Anthony Davis.
A lot of people love Tim Duncan.
Giannis.
I've never gotten to love him that much, but a lot of people do.
He's an easier player to shoot with, and he just, for me, plays that little bit better defense. For me, it's just shooting is really good. He's just so chick.
And see, everybody greens with Duncan against me, but
he's another one of those. If you want to argue,
I would never use him.
That shouldn't be in over like a Giannis or a AD or something like that. I'm not going to argue.
I'm fine with these guys at A tier. I don't dislike anybody of these guys at A tier.
Bit more than those.
I'm saying I'd move more of them up.
And I know most
move
people
Giannis
don't,
up.
but again, this is my tier list, so I'm going to pick the players that I like. Tyler Hansbrough is in that B tier. He's in that giant B tier with everybody else. There are so many players that are in that B tier.
He is B tier, but I'm just saying, like, there's some cards in B tier that just shouldn't.
That tier of okay.
Zach Randolph's not very good.
D tier for Randall. Randall is a perfectly fine card in my team. Like, is he good? No. Is he, like, unusably bad? No. When he came out, I didn't mind him. I really didn't. I used him a little bit. He's definitely better than all these guys in Worthless. He's definitely better than all these guys. So for me, I think the most fair spot to put Julius Randle in is D tier. Because, again, he's not good enough to put in a higher tier. Like, if he was... Like, everyone's C tier and above, like, are pretty decent cards. Whereas...
I don't know. I feel like C tier is just...
With Zebo release in a pretty decent category.
I don't like C tier.
I also think that putting him in Worthless is crazy. And then the best player whose primary position is power forward in the game as...
I don't like Zion as much as all y'all do, man. I just don't.
Like, the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen TyDeBo do is say Zion Williamson is the 13th best player in my team.
Well, just on this power forward list, give me Blake Griffin and Bob Nedelecki over Zion.
Zion Williamson might be the best small forward in the game.
He's not better than Bron.
Best player to run at small forward in the game.
If that's the case, DBG, then why do none of the my team players love Zion?
So damn good.
Answer me that question.
Very quick. Scotty behind the back.
Yeah.
For me, he's just a better Cedric Maxwell. He's at the
Don't stop. Do not. I'm done with this video. Cedric moves so much better than Zion. It's not close. Zion cannot move in the half court setting. He gets tired after one bump. The dude plays good defense. I get it. He's only 6'7". Zion overrated. I'm sorry. Good tier list overall. I separate B tier a little bit. That's gonna wrap it up, man. I can't stand this Zion hype up anymore. Good tier list, DBG. Massive shout out, guys. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. And have a blessed day.